beloved viewers, you are watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed at the inauguration ceremony of the President Erdogan in Ankara. And on the other national news, Memphis, the minister signed a framework agreement with his French counterpart. And on the international scenes in India, at least 288 dead in pollution. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The first groups of Djibouti pilgrims arrived in Medina. The first group arrived yesterday evening at the Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz International Airport in the city of the Prophet. Peace be upon him, blessing yesterday morning. Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz International Airport in the city of the Prophet on him in Saudi Arabia. This first batch of pilgrims was received as soon as they arrived at the airport by members of the Hajj 2023 organizing committee sent by the Djibouti Minister of Muslim Affairs and the Waqf led by their chairman Ismail Hassan Roble, who was also accompanied by the health personnel and members of the organizing committee. The Djiboutian pilgrims were then transferred by road from Medina airport to their place of residence, and in particular the Mohammed Said district, which is located close to the Nabawi Mosque. The Djibouti pilgrims were able to count on support of the members of committee set up by the Minister of Muslim Affairs, who introduced each pilgrims to the Waqf, who took each pilgrims to their rooms with their luggage. The Djibouti pilgrims appreciate the welcome and hospitality of the members of organizing committee. A strong Djiboutian delegation led by the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed arrived in Ankara, Turkey today to take part in the inauguration of re-elected President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed was welcomed and by the senior dignitaries from brotherly countries of Turkey and Ambassador of Republic of Djibouti to Turkey, Mr. Aden Hussein Abdullahi, a charismatic leader who first rose to the highest political sphere of his country since 2004. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is a leader who is fully committed to bring his country into full of what is greatest power. A large delegation, including the director of a prime minister's office, accompanying the prime minister on this trip to Ankara. A framework cooperation agreement signed in Paris between the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, the Republic of Djibouti, and French Minister of National Education and Youth. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, made an official visit to Paris to sign a framework cooperation agreement between the Minister of National Education and the Republic of Djibouti and French Minister. He was warmly welcomed and received at the French Ministry and located at 110 route of the city in the afternoon, Thursday, 1 June, by his French counterpart. The Djibouti minister was accompanied by Djibouti's ambassador to France, Ayed Moussa, the inspector general of the Director General of CRIPENT and the Director of IT, and focal point for his department. The aim of this important signing is to strengthen the structural cooperation in education and training through the following priorities: supporting for causes of elections and excellence and preparatory class for the Green Eco for the school initial and service trained for each and supervisor staff. At the end of the signing ceremony, the two ministers exchanged gifts, and the Djibouti minister sincerely thanked his counterpart for warm welcome he had received. The Minister for the Environment and Sustainable Development, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa, accompanied by Djibouti's ambassador to Ethiopia, His Excellency Abdi Mohamed Haibe, and his department is biodiversity official, took part in the ministerial segment of the African, Caribbean, and Pacific Conference on the regional and national implementation of the Convention and Biological Diversity, the Convention on International Trade in the spaces of World, Caribbean, and Pacific Conference on Regional and National Implementation. This convention and trade will forum, which was held on Friday, 2 June 2023 at the headquarters of African Union in Addis Ababa. The conference was chaired by the Minister of Environment and Tourism, and the presence of a Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade and Tourism Industries. The committee of the conference was also attended by the representative of international and regional organizations and diplomatic corps based in Addis Ababa. Finally, at the conclusion of the African Conference on Biodiversity, the African Environment Minister adopted this declaration of a ministerial segment of the city conference. The Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, is sponsoring a festive evening in Arta in honor of the player of Arta Football Club who have been crowned champion at the third division after beating the state city in the final of a few days ago. Arta Football Club were crowned champion of the third division this season to make the occasion and to celebrate the achievement of the young Arta team under the patronage of the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, a native of the Arta region. The Association Sportive to the region of Arta organized a festive evening in honor of the staff and player of Arta Football Club championship of the third division. The event, which took place at the Sydney Hill Hotel in Arta, was organized with great pomp and ceremony, joy, and include cultural entertainment. It was attended by the acting prefect of Arta region, Mohammed Sheikho, and the regional president of the regional council, elected representative, executive from Arta, and numerous guests were present at this evening. In a speech delivered on this occasion, the Minister Yunus Ali Gidi began by congratulating the staff, in particular the club's president Idris Ali Roble, as well as the team's player for their footballing achievement this season. The minister also said now in the second division, the minister took the opportunity to ask the staff and players of Arta Football Club to redouble their effort to each of the first division next season. The Minister Yunus Ali Gedi also encouraged other clubs in the region to perform well on the pitch. He also invited the region's executive to sponsor the club from the region. Finally, the Minister Yunus Ali Gedi closed his speech by promising the staff and players that a pitch will be made available for them to perfect their training. On 27 May 2023, a delegation from the Parliament of Republic of Djibouti left Djibouti for Mogadishu at the invitation of the Speaker of Parliament of Federal Republic of Somalia for the opening of third ordinary sessions and the 11th legislature of Parliament in the Federal Republic of Somalia. The delegation was led by the Honorable Seleban Dahir, accompanied by the Honorable Jibril Abdullahi and the chairman of Djibouti of Somali Friendship Group, and also the Honorable Uba Abdullahi, member of the Finance Committee. When the Djibouti delegation got off to the plane, they were given a warm and welcome by the second deputy speaker of parliament, accompanied by the member of the government and senate member from the national secretary, members of protocols and officials from our respective embassies. On the morning 29 May, the Djibouti delegation was taken to the Parliament of Federal Republic of Somalia, where the members of the two chambers sat in a presence of the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, who was accompanied by his Prime Minister, and the President of the two chambers, Seleban, was honored to address a gathering of over 300 people. The Honorable Seleban, after the traditional greeting and thank to the highest authorities of the host countries, wasted not time to recounting the fraternity and ties of between the two states and the two brotherly people, while recalling the difficulties time experienced by our Somali brothers, and in particular the history meeting in Arta organized by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, in 2000 on behalf of our Somali brothers, and the result that have been made. In accordance with the partnership agreement with the GAVI Alliance for Financing of Vaccine, the Republic of Djibouti has entered to accelerate transition phase following our country's classification as a middle income country. With this in mind, the Minister of Health through the expanded program on immunization, organized a workshop to prepare the roadmap for decentralization and financing vaccination has brought considerable health and socio-economic between the individuals and the population, but also the society as a whole. During this meeting on the financial mobilization of immunization program, the various stakeholders from different backgrounds discussed the statements and annual increase in the budget for purchase of vaccine, the establishment of a budget line for immunization, drawing up an implementation schedule, and finally putting forward suggestions for making immunization funding sustainable by proposing the action. The operation was launched in the run-up to the mid to long celebration of our country is for his sixth birthday on Saturday, 3 June 2023. The Commune of Bulaus, in close collaboration with the Prefecture of the Second Arrondissement, organized a cleanup operation in the Commune of Bulaus to clean up operation. This cleanup operation began early in the morning along with the second arrondissement as part of as far as the UNFD event brought together several members of the Youth and Women's Association from the Commune of Blaus, the Association for the Development, and the chief of this association. The main aim was to encourage civic commitment among young people and women through cleanup initiative to awaken a spirit of a community service among young people and to strengthen the mixed and solidarity between young people and women living in the same town and in different commune. The Djibouti City Council of the Commune of Blaus Municipality and General Management of the sponsor of a civic action. On the afternoon of Friday, 2 June 2023, Djibouti's Fast Africa Football Academy officially launched a friendly match between the younger from the academy and the team from the White City Tajura. The sporting event, which took place on the artificial pitch in Tajura, had the honor of being sponsored by the vice chairman of Tajura Regional Council. The region is MP Abdullah, and also the Deputy Director of State Secretariat responsible for sports, Ms. Ms. Medina Ali Dimbio, and the Secretary General of Tajura Regional Council attend in this event. As usual, the public turnout in force for the match. The friendly match will remain in memories of our young football formation in their first display on the region of Tajura, and also in charge of for the academic East Africa of Djibouti, in charge of the detection of young people less than 13 years old, aim to selecting up national policy of development of the football through the promotion of football. The team were spread out at all levels, motivated and cheered on by the stadium. The sporting event ended with the presentation of trophies to the younger. In his speech, the director of the complex highlighted in her speech about the main objective, which is to offer children, young teenager, a favorite sport. This football academic official young Djiboutian coaching this training sport. And now moving on to the international scene. So the strategy occurred near Balasurs, about 200 kilometers from the capital of a state in India. The Director General for the Odisha State Fire Service said on Thursday that the death toll had reached 288. A senior presentation and representative of the regional government said that around 850 people had been hospitalized. A steady stream of ambulance brought the injury to the district hospital, where survivors are being treated in overcrowded condition, trapped under pills of scrap metal. India has experienced several other road disasters in the past, but safety on the rails has improved considerably in the recent year thanks to massive new investment and technological upgrade. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.